subject. Lord, why you took rabbit from me? He said, don't ask me nothing. Too many bodies, too many bundles. Not enough. These bugging, I heard they stun you. It's gonna be trouble. We come through and catch you while you cuddle. Barrels like tunnels. Don't even mumble.
I'm back to ballin', I'm in the back full of only. Pull on the scene and the queen playing past the truck. Ready turkey, spaghetti, and castor oil. That's turn your guillotine to a fashion show. In 4 minutes, I turn this into forensics in a foreign car with a foreign. It's long-winded, paper long, and you taking long. You just don't get it. On the phone up on Say Tony, want a song with me. Hotter than Mississippi, the summer of the 1950s. In a van full of some white. Get pulled over for swerving like hi, officer. When he asked me why I was swerving, I'm swerve, officer.
I can make it bounce by myself. 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 I can make it bounce by myself.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to GI Live. Today we are streaming some Madden NFL 17. I'm Brian Shea. This is Matt Kato.
Hey, how's it going?
And yeah, excited to dive in. This is my first time seeing the game. You've been playing it for quite some time now. Like a week now?
A little bit longer than that. Quite a bit, actually.
Okay, so you've poured in several hours. I am going to be going into it with a fresh perspective. So what do you think we should jump into first?
Let's just play a game. You want to play a game?
All right, yeah, sure. So you are a Vikings fan.
That's true.
How long have you lived in Minneapolis?
Forever.
Forever, your entire life.
Entire life. I mean,
Okay.
I've been outside the city limits. They've let me do that. I've traveled places, but yeah, I've always lived here or whatever. So.
All right, so we're going to jump right in here. I am going to be...
You're not going to be the Detroit Lions.
I'm not going to be the Detroit
You're not
Lions.
gonna be the
I
Detroit
grew up in
Lions.
Baltimore, or right outside of Baltimore, so I am a diehard Ravens fan.
All right. Let's go all pro.
Yeah, why not?
I'm going to edit my uniforms.
So are there more uniforms to choose from this year?
Not really. I think there's some in Ultimate Team, but not like in the regular one. I think, I asked him a little while ago about Color Rush uniforms, because a lot of people really like those. I think they're horrendous, but I get it. People like the Color Rush uniforms. And they were kind of a little cagey on that. It looks like they're not ready to announce that. So hopefully, I think it sounded like the NFL had to okay some things. So hopefully that goes through and we get some of that. Let's go to Dusk.
Okay, and
Kinda
in the
see what
Vikings'
it's
new
in the Vikings.
stadium.
Exactly. Have you been there? I haven't been there
I've
yet.
not been there yet. The first event was, a soccer match?
Yeah, it was Chelsea AC Milan about a week and a half ago, and Bertz and Andy went, and they said that a bunch of the food vendors ran out of food, and it was kind of from the food perspective, which of course is one of the most important perspectives, it was kind of a mess.
Yeah, that's what I heard as well. So I guess tonight is the next event. Luke Bryan, I believe. I believe that's who's playing there. It's a country singer.
Yeah, I don't know.
And,
but I think
or
you're
no,
right.
and then Metallica and Avenged Sevenfold and Volbeat are performing on Saturday, I believe.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty star-studded launch week for them.
Yeah, I'd be curious, how they turn that thing for a concert.
Yeah. All right. So I always like these cutscenes going into the games.
Got a question from New York Bills boy. Can you guys play some Ultimate Team?
Yes, we will play some Ultimate Team. I've got a pretty low-ranked squad, pretty much a beginner squad, so I think we'll look at that a little bit, and we'll certainly go through draft champions as well.
All right. I'm liking the presentation so far. It's kind of similar to last year, which I didn't play a ton of last year's, to be honest. It's probably the one I played the least out of, like maybe the last decade.
Yeah, I think that actual intro is the same. It's got Larry Ridley, who also does it, even though there are actually new in-game commentators. But one of the things that I noticed this year is like they did a new pass on a lot of the equipment, so some of the equipment's new, but also like a lot of player faces, I think, definitely look better.
I kind of miss like Al Michaels and Chris Collinsworth. As much as I don't really care for them as announcers in like real games, like I kind of miss them in Madden.
Yeah, I like
the
new announcers, but like as like actual voices and stuff like that, I agree with you. I think it would have been kind of cool if they would have got them doing the new style commentary. There you see is the new kick meter, which
I'm
I'm
gonna
sure
have a
we'll
problem
see
with that.
again. You'll be all right. It's just a golf kick meter, so.
All right. Oh, jeez. Yeah, so I'm primarily in not Ultimate Team, Superstar mode when I play. So I anticipate being, competent on the offensive side and then just a disaster on the defensive
I
side.
think that's
so
pretty much everybody. I remember one time I was talking to the EA guys, and they were reading like a user quote, and it says, "I am a liability and a harm to my team on defense," and that's kind of sums up, I think, most people's experience.
I'm just gonna stick with coach suggestions here.
So when you go play Superstar, what position do you usually play?
I'm always quarterback.
Yeah.
Just because you have a hand in pretty much everything on the offensive side at that point. Oh man. All right, fair enough.
a lot of time, Brian. We got a lot of time.
Time to panic.
Are you gonna abandon the running game?
Yeah, immediately gonna just go Hail Marys from here on out. So somebody is commenting, bring back NFL 2K5, which I think I was in favor of for the first.
That only took a couple minutes to get that in there, man. Wow.
I think that I was in favor of that for maybe the 3 years after NFL 2K5, and I've kind of given up the dream with All Pro 2K8. That was a less than stellar game, I think. All right, racking
Nice
up that
run.
first.
Some good blocks there on the outside. So what's I don't follow the Ravens a whole lot. What's going on in real life with these guys? Is there any new free agents we're going to see up on here?
Oh God, it's been so long since I've been paying attention to NFL. We got Mike Wallace.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Former Steeler and former Viking.
Yeah, he talked a little smack on his way out. Some people took offense to some of the things he said about he was excited to play, with Flacco and stuff. But it's just true. I mean, Flacco at this moment is probably a better QB than Teddy. He certainly won a Super Bowl. He's proven himself. But I think some of Mike Wallace's problems in Minnesota were our offense and just whatever. So I should probably do a little better, but. I don't know if that's necessarily a game changer for you guys.
So, yeah, I mean, Flacco's such a great deep ball thrower. So, that's Wallace's game.
Exactly, yeah. Which is exactly the opposite to Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah, Teddy's more of a short guy.
Oh, that's a hold. That's a hold, I bet. Whoa.
He was not happy about that, and he was letting the Vikings player know about it.
I think he was tickling him, I believe.
That's what it looked like. Man.
That's right. Just trying to keep it light.
All right. Let's see here.
Together here from the D-line. Second down, Flacco now.
That's another hold. Nice catch. He got it.
I don't know if he did.
Let's check that.
Is that another
flag.
hold?
Let's check that flag.
It is.
God. Yeah.
Gotta love that retooled O-line. Now what am I gonna do?
It's still second
After
down.
picking up the first down 2 times in a row. We got a Packers fan checking in.
Is that all they just?
I
checked
got somebody
in
saying, "Hey,
I'm
my team's the Packers."
Yeah, we're
is
happy
what-
for you, my friend.
Oh,
Nice catch.
I'm still getting used to the button prompts for catching. I didn't even pick up on that last year.
Yeah, I use them occasionally, but my kind of default is
Not a
just
great
sort
hardball.
of is to kind of just not do it because I don't want to I don't want to cause a fumble or try to run after the catch if it's not the right situation. So I usually don't use them a lot, and I actually find that it's usually fine. The computer sort of defaults to the situation, and it's usually not too bad.
Oh!
It hits you in the ding dong, my friend. Catch that. It hits you right in the package. There's a little bit of the new tip ball physics there, which I like the situations that you see tip balls in this game, but sometimes they get a little exaggerated. Which, I mean, that one wasn't really like a like a mushroom ball or anything like that, but it was a little exaggerated, I thought. And I would say, jokes aside.
Whoa, that's sensitive.
Yeah, you'll get a little rumble when you get to the sideline. So I don't know if you feel that. Nice kick. I don't know if you feel that, but when you get to the sideline, it'll rumble a little bit. So that's kind of nice.
So I think that a habit that I've always had ever since like the early days of Madden is to hold down the trigger for turbo. Is that still a thing?
Yeah. I mean,
I never remember if it's a thing or if it's something they took out, because I remember for a while they had like auto sprint, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's still in the settings. I don't think auto sprint may be in there, but you do notice, you do lose a little bit of control if you're just like laying on, on the sprint. And on the reverse, if you go to the opposite shoulder button or trigger, you'll do more of like a fine move. So if you don't want a turbo, you want to, let's say, like navigate, kind of finesse it through a hole or something, you can go on the other trigger.
Okay. Uh-oh. Oh, stutter step. So as I set it up, I'll be competent on offense, which I was until my O-line let me down.
Yeah.
And I would be a disaster on defense.
You're doing good.
And that has proven to be prophetic.
There are, when you're playing defense in general, there are some kind of assists you can do, or like there's something called the heat seeker, which means you'll kind of orientate a little bit more towards the ball carrier. And we can go in, maybe it's the middle of the quarter or something. We can go in a little bit later and we can show you some of the new assists. And some of those can be kind of helpful to anybody playing the game. So over here, if you look, you got some new blocking options if you want to try to do that. So those are the three guys coming off the edge that are kind of designed for this particular play. I've done it like in some early builds, but I think they've retuned it now, so it's a little harder to do, but it's pretty cool. Yeah, when you get a block.
So why is it highlighting that when it's showing you who's coming to rush?
Well, I mean, I'm just controlling the kicker, so for me, there's kind of nothing I can do about it in that sense. So. Were you controlling one of those guys on the edge?
No, I wasn't. I was just trying to come up the middle because I know there's such a low chance of it's just like screw it.
I mean, I know they, like I said, they had it sort of tuned a certain way so you could see them, but I mean, I wonder if you get will you get one a game? Will you get like one every other game? It'll be interesting. I actually have had the CPU do a fake punt on me.
Really?
Yeah, which is kind of
never
cool
happened.
to see. Yeah.
I'm still kind of getting back into the swing of things for how to play Madden. I have to relearn every single year. And this is my first game, for the people just joining us. This is my first game playing Madden since probably middle of last regular season. Oh.
And you see that little square icon. I think that's popped up before. You can just jam on that, and it actually will make a difference.
Do you mash it, or you just press it once?
Like, I think
quick time event?
Yeah, you're supposed to mash it, but I think even if you just hit it a couple times.
Doing?
He's ready to go, man. I think if you hit it a couple times, it will actually, you can see it have a little bit of effect as the runner tries to like break free and stuff. So.
Okay.
I'm terrible at that. Like, it comes up and I literally stare at it. And be
just panic.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Like, oh god, triangle! It said square.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that didn't do much. 2 yards, I'll take it. Yeah.
Now, one of the
Why are we talking about Steve Smith when we're showing off the offensive line? There we go. Now, wait. Where's Pitta? He's making his big comeback this year, supposedly.
He's probably on the depth chart, buried in the depth chart somewhere, but maybe as a default of whether the rosters are, like before
Maybe
launch.
as a default because he gets injured every single year
They
anyway.
just have him off.
But yeah, when he's healthy, he's one of the best in the NFL.
Now, one of the things I want to show you guys in the play calling menu for the defense is you see you just did a drag route there over the middle. So maybe that's kind of a weak spot of me or my play calling or my defenses. If I go in and I go back, pull out here to run past counters, you're able to pick a certain situation, like so you defend the run, I go defend the pass.
I noticed that while I was
middle inside, and it gives me plays that are designed. Not that these will automatically stop him, but they're designed to target that part of the field.
And that's good for someone like me who, I like football, but I don't know every single formation.
I don't either. I use them, at least like once or twice a series, because invariably, I'm getting hit at a certain part or whatever, and so it's a guessing game with me where it's like, okay, it's 3rd and 5.
I think they're going to go past the
middle.
I
think they're going to go past the middle, which is done before. So let's do a run pass counter and let's see.
It's kind of like that good middle ground between coach suggestion and actually picking your own formation.
Yeah,
which I like.
And you get used to it. I mean, that was really only 3 plays that highlighted to me. So you can understand those plays, why they're being picked for you, and so it just helps you understand the playbook and the options available. Available to them.
So we got a couple Broncos fans, it looks like. I'm just kind of monitoring who's a fan of who in the chat. I don't know. Why not?
So if there were Steelers fans or
there were Steelers fans, we'd ban them immediately.
You would ban them immediately? Okay.
Yeah. Remember that, Wade.
All right.
Yeah, Wade Wojcik in the booth, manning the technology of this whole thing, holding it together at the seams.
Brian Lampert says, do a CPU versus CPU game. That probably wouldn't be very entertaining, though, would it?
That would be super entertaining. It would be better than what we're doing.
Yeah, unless they're better than us, then we might have to. Whoa. I have to shut that off.
We'll just have to commentate.
So I guess then is that. I'm sorry, dear listener, I've forgotten your name, but
Brian Lambert.
Yeah, Brian. If you're looking for a CPU versus CPU game, is there anything in particular you're looking for? Or are you just looking to see how the AI reacts in certain situations, or?
I think he just wants us not to play.
Fair enough. What would be worse, if not playing but us talking? I mean, is it just you want us to shut up or what?
No.
Just wants an empty screen or nobody sitting in front of the screen and. Oof. Okay, picking up a little bit of yardage.
But yeah, in all seriousness, if you got any questions, whatever, absolutely feel free to chime in. And I was going to say, one of the things that is new this year, which we've talked about briefly, is the commentary, and we've got it on in the background. It's you're hearing us, unfortunately, instead of them. But
yeah, we turned it down in the volume a little bit in the mix, so that way it's not like somebody talking as loud as we are over us.
But it is really, really cool. And as somebody who, I like good commentary, but it's not something that I look forward to every year. It's definitely something I noticed, and it's
an improvement.
Yeah, you really can't go back to
that's
the
what this series
days.
really needed. Not even joking. NBA and MLB have had much better commentary for years now.
Ooh.
Oh. Okay, good. Whenever those buttons pop up, I'm always worried that he's going to fumble, and I'm just like, no.
That's what I mean. That's why I don't use them a lot of times.
Steve Smith looks great there. Some of the, John Harbaugh didn't look so good. Steve Smith looks fantastic there.
Yeah. You'll notice, definitely players on every team where you're like, that guy looks really good.
Darkman1XL asks, how does the new dark zone logic feel?
It feels good. There's 10 new zones for defense. So what he's asking about is, last year there used to be a couple zones. So your linebackers, when they drop back in a zone on a defensive play, they would do, I think, only 4 different zones. And so that limited how they covered backs in the flat, how they covered tight ends coming up the seam, post seams, all that sort of stuff. Now there's 10. And if you see here on my play calling screen, see the linebackers, they have the yellow highlight. Mm-hmm. So if I click into cover 2 Buster, for instance, and I do the play art where's my play art? End of the quarter.
End of the quarter.
All right. When you see my play art, it will say exactly what those linebacker zones are. Now, with 10 different kind of zones, it can get a little difficult to sort of get used to okay, what am I playing? What's a linebacker going to do? Now, there are skills trainers drills designed around that so you can see what it is. But I find with the color coding system getting used to certain plays that I like to run in defense. Like I
I'm
don't.
skipping the ad.
Okay. I'm thirsty all of a sudden. I don't actually, I don't play all the plays in the playbook. I probably have, a handful I like to go to. Maybe there's 20 or so. So you do get used to what certain people are going to do in certain zones.
Mm-hmm.
So go bring up the play art again in here. It's his third receiver hook. And, I mean, they're pretty good. And I think using the run-pass counters is a good kind of nice. A good combination of that because, like let's say you want to target the flat. I'm just going to talk over your touchdown here like it never happened. If I want to target the flat, for instance, and I see those plays in the run-pass counter play calling screen, you sort of look to see what those zones are, and then you start to understand, okay, like that's a zone where the guy is going to pylon cam, by the way, which is brilliant. I love the pylon cam. That wasn't implemented so well.
No, it
but
wasn't.
anytime I just love pylon cam.
I do love pylon.
When you start to see those plays and those zones come up in your play calling, you do get kind of used to it, and so it's pretty cool. I think it definitely makes a big difference. And you know what? When you're on the offensive side and you're being a QB and you're thrown against these defenses and they're using the different zones, you have to stop and think about who's really open. Do I see a linebacker kind of creeping back into a certain area of the field? And it's pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with how they put it together.
I'm liking
Nice
the new kick.
Yeah, you seem to be
kick
getting
mechanics.
used to it pretty well.
Somebody asks, is the Gatorade ad new in Madden games? I've never noticed the ad.
I think they've had it. I'm pretty sure they had it. The funny thing is that if you skip, you can hold to skip it, and then the Braden Godden, the play-by-play, he'll just say, and we're right back into the action. So he even kind of acknowledges,
dynamic.
Yeah, that you're just like skipping past the
Just
ad.
like Bastion.
Yeah, this game is that'll be on the box, I think, like just
like
like
Bastion.
Someone asks, when does the game come out?
The game comes out on Tuesday or Monday at midnight, depending, I guess, if you've got a
Depending on
retailer
how big of
doing
a fan you are.
Yeah, a midnight launch. So yeah, this is a little early look.
Oh, don't even think about it. I'm going to trash talk whenever something good goes for me and on the defensive side because it's not going to be very often.
Fair enough.
Somebody wants to see the broadcast camera in Cowboy Stadium because apparently it's been wrong the past couple of years.
Okay. Let's
So
let's
maybe-
make a
maybe
mental
next
note of that.
game.
Yeah, and we'll get to that definitely.
We're going to finish out this game before we move on to another, or something else at least.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to go straight into another game or if we'll check out some other modes first. I think some people want to see Ultimate Team,
Mhm.
which we can certainly do as well. I don't even know what I did. I messed up. Got too excited about Ultimate Team, which is a mode I barely ever play anyway. Went for run again?
Man, I should have gotten that
I
on
was
the
thinking you were
outside.
doing a mid pass.
I should have bounced that outside, but you caught me on the heels. Some decent speed on you guys for you guys' defense there.
Well, we kind of retooled our defense a little bit this year. I think we got a lot of guys in the draft, and we. Hold on. Okay, I'm still trying to learn how to work this. Work the new play call thing. That guy standing next to him.
So if you hit the R2 here on PlayStation, it'll zoom out. Oh, okay. I'll show you this later. This is something I want to show you guys for the play art, which is kind of cool.
Again, somebody asking about color rush. Oh,
yes!
That almost worked out very well in your favor.
That's why you don't quit on the play, man. You keep going.
You got just freaking annihilated.
Way to kick it up. Way to kick it right back up to the guard.
Yeah, he did. Oh, right off his toe.
So I'm sorry, you're saying with the color rush?
Somebody else asking about the color rush uniforms. You said they are not in the game yet.
They're not in the game yet, but I get the sense that they're just kind of waiting on NFL approval. Because if you notice, the NFL hasn't, if I understand right, in real life, the NFL hasn't announced those, like which weeks and who's going to do them. So maybe they're just waiting on that. I think that's the impression that I'm getting. I don't think, and nothing's been officially announced. Definitely not on EA's side.
Gotcha. You're not going to fake punt, are you? Okay, good. Oh. What happened?
Get it.
Did I get it
There
back?
it is. No, you right.
What?
Get it right to him.
That's that's about right. So it's basically you got a Hail Mary out of that one.
Let's see that.
I think he was down.
Oh.
How do I challenge?
Go to start. You know what? I have a feeling you're not going to be able to challenge. This is one of the things that.
Oh, because it was a change of possession, so it's supposed to be automatically reviewed, right?
I can't remember, but go over. I'm going to see. Yeah, see. This is one
There's
thing
nothing to challenge.
that bugs me a lot about the past.
There's plenty
couple
to challenge.
Oh, both of you. There you go.
Oh, there. Okay.
But
All
I
right.
will say that in general, that there's not a lot of situations you can challenge. It's one of the things that men has gotten wrong in the past couple years, which is kind of annoying.
Oh, his
So,
back is down. Yep, the butt is down. He is down.
let's wait for the ref.
Wait
to,
for the official word.
Like an official word on this one here before we jump to conclusions.
All right, so cool. We just jump right in without having him explain it.
Right.
But yeah, it's all me now.
You can hear the boos, though.
Yeah, you can.
They're on your
right.
side, Shea.
No, they're on Kato's side. We're playing in Minnesota.
Oh, that's right.
Which is the new stadium, by the way. It looks pretty good.
I
in
love
the,
it. Looks great.
Which I think was in last year's Ultimate Team, if I'm not mistaken.
Couldn't you relocate, or not relocate, but after the first year, didn't it appear?
After the first year,
If you played franchise,
relocate?
it
I
was
think, yeah, you
US
can. Yeah, I believe so.
Went from playing at the University of Minnesota in
Yeah.
the first year, and then you went to US Bank Stadium. So that was kind of cool, but now it's like official. No. Yeah, it looks good. Look at that. Defense auto flipped.
Yeah, that's a new thing this year to kind of get the correct matchups as they should be.
Oh. I felt like I was one broken tackle away from breaking that one, but then there was a guy right there. So I think I would have gotten like a yard if I didn't get tripped up by that guy. Oh,
Ooh,
man.
that did not look good.
He got plowed right over. I guess his face mask took me down in the process. Looks like there was maybe a little bit of debate in the comments about whether or not I was down by contact.
I think you're probably fine, but you never know in
Oh,
this game, to be honest.
Good
with
defense. I do like the new kicking mechanic. I'm enjoying that more and more.
You. Yeah, as you have the first click. It's like the classic 3-click golf. meter.
Oh, that looked painful. Did you see that?
The first click will set the power, or will bring you up, and then the second click sets the power. And if you try to kind of cook it a little too much, let's say if you try to get it right up to the top of the meter,
Comes
you
down
can.
super fast, right?
Well, it not only will come down fast, but you can lose a little accuracy.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
You're supposed to get right on that line,
Yeah.
or right on the arrow.
So if you want to just kind of short it a little bit to make sure you get it accurate, you can do that. Because I've had it where I bounced it off the top.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, I thought I was going to recover from that stumble.
You can bounce it off the top, and all of a sudden you find yourself with quite a big sort of mistake range, or sort of, mishit range.
I don't care about accuracy when I'm doing like a kickoff, so I just let it fly.
Set it high and let it fly.
Yeah, exactly. I like that slow-mo. Oh. If only we had Michael Orr. Got to protect the blind side. Ugh. He was not great on our team.
We did pretty good in where did he end up? He did pretty good where we ended up, right? He ended up in Carolina, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, they were okay last year.
Yeah. I can't remember who the QB was, but it seemed pretty good.
I think they got potential.
Yeah, they're going places.
Oh, jeez.
I'm gonna go back here on linebacker and just kind of make sure things
don't
go back,
Oh
okay
my
back
God.
here. Let's
Make sure Mike
give you a
Wallace
little
doesn't beat you.
give you a little head start here.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! I like the way it grabbed him and he didn't immediately go into his tackle animation. Like there was like a little bit of there was a window where I could just get rid of it.
Well, did it give you one of the button prompts?
Yeah,
to
well
get out of
after
it?
I'd already pushed the button to try to get it out of there, but it said like lob pass.
Okay.
All right, what are we talking
Yeah,
about? Like it's
what
fourth
happened
down,
on
fourth
that
and
play?
18 now. Oh, this is 2-minute warning, so that's why we're talking about it.
Somebody says, I remember hearing the NFL change the touchback to the 25-yard line. For 1 year, I'm believing, did EA implement that rule in?
The touchback on
I don't think we've had any touchbacks
I think so.
this
Well,
game.
okay, that's another thing we can remind ourselves when
I don't think I'm going to get it from here, but
if I go here and I score within the 2 minutes and I kick it back off to you, make sure you do the touchback.
oh boy, this is not a great kick on my part. I was just trying to get deep so we could get a touchback, but
Sherrills to return it.
I'm not great at this defense thing.
Nearly a huge return, as it is still a very good one. 24 yards. That possession will switch hands first and 10.
Okay, plenty of time. Minute 49 in Madden time is, I mean, that's like dog ear stuff. So
Well, it's not like the last 2 minutes of like an NBA game where it takes like 45 minutes to get through because everybody's fouling. But it can go pretty long, I think. I tried to jar it free, but I think there was a little bit of too much of a delay there.
one of the things they did change now, I didn't do an aggressive catch, which is triangle in that situation, but I know a lot of last year that was kind of overpowered a bit. So one of the things that they did for this year, Brian, or anybody who's playing on defense, is you're going to want to try to do X, which is the SWAT. And
Okay.
that's kind of, they've toned down the aggressive catch, but they've also, I think, kind of tuned up a little bit that SWAT mechanic.
Okay.
So in a situation like that,
Yeah, because last year it
try
wasn't
hitting
great.
X. Yeah, try, or if there's, one-to-one ball or jump ball or something like that, try hitting X. And,
Is triangle still like try to intercept?
yeah.
Oh, I hit the wrong button. I hit triangle instead of X like you just told me to. And that was
wasn't-
not an interception scenario there.
Now that one, you see, that was kind of the spectacular catches. Now that one is one of the things that people thought, was that that's definitely overpowered. Now Stephon Diggs is a pretty. I don't know what his spectacular catch rating was. Actually, let's go check that out. Let's see what his
Yeah,
spectacular
because that was
catch
a
rating
pretty
is.
spectacular
Because I would
catch.
say, yeah, that's one of those things that I think most people would say, should that happen? Shouldn't that happen? Let's go
Let's
check
see.
that out here.
He's a good receiver, but I don't know if he.
That might have been. I think that might have been.
He's up at the top. He's
there
at
he
the
is.
top of the depth chart.
I think that might have been a little suspicious.
Can you edit player ratings in franchise mode like
He's got
in
91.
old Madden
Yes.
games?
Yes, you can edit your players. You can. I think the one you can't do is I don't believe you can't do be a pro. I think that's slotted, but you can elsewhere. So you can go and start the game and just edit everybody before.
So
you
make
start out.
everyone like a 99.
Yeah,
on your
you
team.
can do all that. That's new this
Okay.
year. So what was that? Was 91? You said?
Yeah, he had a 91 spec catch.
So that was
That was fine. I'll
Yeah.
I'll accept it. I'll allow it.
okay. Tell you what, I'll try some more bombs as we're playing, and we'll see what the the results end up being.
In the red zone this time.
Boy.
They come out here in the eye. Now a play fake here on first down.
Oh,
I was right about to throw to circle.
Doomerville.
He was coming across in the back.
In there to make the sack. He buries him for a
Yeah, I love the pass rush of the Ravens. Between Doomerville and Suggs. We used to have
Well, I used to have Nada, but
Haloti Ngata.
I don't know if you guys noticed him gone or what.
I don't think it's. I don't think it's that big of a loss. I mean, I think he was having some injury problems in his last year.
I'm gonna
with
say
us.
he's getting up. He's got to be getting up there. I
Yeah.
imagine.
I still miss Jonathan Ogden, but that's just me.
Are there people who are listening or watching our stream who were alive when Jonathan Ogden last played? Let us
We're
know.
alive. He retired like
I may
5 or
be
6 years
exaggerating a little
ago.
bit. It's just how I sort of see things, I guess. Oh shoot! Oh shoot!
Oh, what? Are you kidding me?
Okay, in our my opposite-minded chatter, that was the end of the quarter, so that was a total clock management mistake on my part. All right, oh well. What are you going to do? All right, okay, so we're going to kick off, so let's try to see if we can get a touchback. We'll see what the, if it goes out to 25.
Why did he just console Joe Flacco. He hasn't made any major mistakes. He got sacked once.
Well, that's on him. Holding the ball too long. I have 0 rushing yards.
Well, going up against an elite.
5 for 5.
player.
Yeah, I guess I don't need to run it maybe. Although it's
That was a big mistake on my
7-7.
part.
That was the first play of the game. That's
That
right. You
was-
settled in fine.
PDX Fresh asks, can you auto sim through a whole season in franchise mode?
Yes. And it will give you, it'll sim the XP. You can set it up to sim the XP for all the people. It will certainly do like injuries and regression and things like that. Obviously, your whatever your league score is and stuff. But if like you go in the off season and you've simmed the whole thing, then it won't scout for you. You haven't scouted anybody. You can set it up to sign free agents or re-sign your own players and things like that. But scouting is one of those ones I won't. So if let's say you sim the whole regular season and then you just want to do the off season, it wouldn't have scouted anybody for you. So then come draft time, you'll kind of be, clutching at straws. Nice
I'm
catch.
trying to
exactly.
trying to get a touchback here.
I didn't want to talk.
All right, there we go. Just,
I didn't want to
just
talk during your
down it,
backswing
down it.
there, so I should have taken
All right.
that out and just run that for a touchdown.
So can we double check the ratings thing? Are you 100% sure on that?
on being able to edit all the people.
Yeah, on franchise.
Yeah. We can. That's another thing. We'll go back out and we'll
Just to make sure, because it seems like
yeah.
that's something that somebody is saying that's their day one buy when you said yes you can. So I just want to make sure
Okay,
before
yeah,
he goes out and
absolutely,
buys it.
yeah.
And he's like,
Let's
those
get it
Game
right.
Informer guys. All right, so where are we placed? Yeah, we're on the 25. So there's your answer to that question, whoever asked that.
Hopefully you're still watching.
Yeah, hopefully you're still watching. We went through halftime.
Yeah. But these guys are terrible at playing the game. I'm not gonna sit around watching this stuff.
Oh, what happened? Oh God. Okay, bye, Adrian. I'm holding down and selecting all my players, so it goes to the nearest one, so it just lets you go.
All right.
Hey, you got those rushing yards.
Yeah, that's true.
Made up for that 0 on the first half.
He's probably gonna fumble the ball. Next time he carries the ball, he's
Look
probably
at
gonna
that was
fumble.
terrible. I'm not good at defense.
And one of the things that, and I'm honestly, I'm not going to rub it in here, but let's see if we go to the instant replay. I just want to.
Okay.
I'm seriously.
Yeah, let's watch that terrible tackle attempt in slow
sorry.
motion.
No, okay, we won't run through the whole thing, but I want to see if you can see
So walk me through this step by step, exactly what happened and exactly where I messed up
with
and
the
exactly
offensive
where you
line.
triumphed.
Is you get to see this instance, you'll see two different holes. I could follow my lead blocker there, 48, Zach Line. I could follow him, or there's the cutback hole. So that's one of the things I think you'll notice a little bit more when you're running the ball. I honestly don't think that I'm running the ball probably a little better than I have in previous years. I'm not a good runner of the ball.
Towel, even though time stopped.
But I'm not honestly a great runner of the ball, but I'm doing a little better in the running game. But I don't, even with some of these different options for like backside holes, and the holes I think maybe seem a little bigger, I don't think it's overpowered. I really don't. And of course, if you think it is too overpowered, you can always go on the sliders and change stuff as well. I guess if it's not like a big play, it's like I'm just like living by the big play. And if look at it's still 14-7. So I guess as long as you keep off the big plays, as the coaches always like to tell their players, you still got plenty of chance here.
Let's somebody's talk like there's a discussion in the comments right now about jerseys getting dirty over the course of a game, and they're saying that they were watching the EA stream earlier today and they were getting dirty, but it was also an outdoor game and it was rainy. So
Okay.
let's
I have definitely noticed the jerseys get dirty. I don't think. I mean, I've played snow games and or whatever. I haven't kept a close eye on it, like to sort of like corresponding exactly to like the beginning of the game is a lot cleaner than the end of the game, that kind of stuff. But I've seen helmet scuffs,
Okay.
some pretty good helmet scuffs on there, which you'll notice. So yeah, we'll definitely check that out. Oh, nice. Oh, okay. Let's not dive. Just dive out of the way. There you go. That's a nice run to the perimeter, some decent blocking. Blocking's one of the things they definitely worked on.
Yeah, the
for this
blocking
year.
seems a lot more solid.
Yeah, I still see some lead blockers every once in a while who kind of whiff their blocks, but I mean, you'll definitely get some some pretty nice setups if you're patient. So yeah, that was a nice patient run. That was a nice run. I think I might have dove a guy literally out of the way as well.
You did. It was. I totally took advantage of your mistake, only not to the extent that you took advantage of my mistake with the last offensive play you
Hey,
had.
fair. It's all fair. It's all good. So hey, do you guys, the guys you're watching, what kind of play calls do you guys like to do? And like, I'm playing a lot of defensive line here on defense. I don't know if you guys
play by me, but I still pulled it off somehow.
You guys prefer to do linebacker, corner, safety. Sometimes I mix it up, but as we were talking, like defense is definitely my weak point. So I feel like I kind of have to play defensive line.
So somebody's asking if Sean Payton and Bill Belichick are in the game. I'm assuming Bill Belichick is not. He's never been in the game.
Yeah,
right?
neither of them are in the game.
Come on. So Sean Payton's not in the game. I thought he was just not in the game because of Bountygate.
No, he's. I'm almost positive he's not in the game because I remember thinking the same thing. I'm like, oh, okay, he's still not in the game.
Okay. Yeah, I like playing D-line as well. That's usually my go-to. Every once in a while, I'll drop back.
Nice sideline catch. I think some of the magnetism, as we kind of call it, along the sidelines, which is where like when you throw to the sidelines and your guy might kind of drift or kind of slide into the catch. That isn't too bad.
Yes, we get it. He was in
He
bounds.
was rather in bounds, but that's great. You gotta
I do like that cam though.
work on the little things. Yeah.
I think that there was no question about that one though. Okay, so Jin Maya, sorry, I was trying to figure out how to pronounce the name. His offensive strategy is to run it, and then on third down, just do a Hail Mary. Which I think that playing against AI, it might work a little bit better than playing against a person.
Well, I don't know. You'll have to test me. You'll have to see what
Yeah.
happens.
I'm going to start doing that right now.
All right.
Shouldn't have told you. Although Hail Marys, I've noticed becoming less and less effective as the years have gone on. It used to be super effective, like in 2004.
Mm-hmm.
That was my strategy in 2004.
I mean, if you want to try, you can pull down R2 and you can get the pre-play radio menu. And you can, one of the things that I like to do, or is from last year, is you can see the ratings of everybody you're going up against. So if you're on offense, you want to check to see
Who matched up against the
weakness.
weakness.
the speed rating of your wide receivers against corners. And obviously, if you've got a good matchup, it's a +1 or a +2 speed on the outside, and then it ends up being a good one-on-one coverage, then it just bombs away,
Gotcha. We have more people asking about Ultimate Team. We will be doing that probably after this game. We'll take a look at it real quick.
Yeah, and if, is there something in particular in Ultimate Team, certain questions you guys have, certainly
Keep checking
bring
the
those
comments,
up. Yeah.
and then I forget what I called.
Stop it.
So, also, somebody's asking if there are any ESPN, is there any, highlight reel that you can view of other games happening, in franchise mode?
No. What you'll get, you guys will, I don't know if the person's bringing this up because they've seen the ticker on the bottom. There is a ticker on the bottom that will, let's see if we can see it or if that's just in franchise mode, but there is a ticker on the bottom which does expose scores around the league.
Okay.
Let's see if it's, yeah, okay, so in Play Now, which we're in, it's not in there, but when you're playing in franchise mode, there will be a ticker on the bottom.
There's Pitta.
That will show you the scores going on in the league, and it will give you a notification. So if it's if your division rival is about to be upset or something, it'll have an upset alert, which will pop up. And then also, there'll be statistics down the bottom. So it'll run it for all the, if you're playing at noon, it'll run it for all the noon games that are scheduled to go for that week. And then you'll see the stats that come up that are generated. So you'll see, whatever the QBs and running backs and stuff are doing, which is kind of a cool, nice little presentation touch.
Another question. Wait. Can you spectate another player's game in connected franchise? Do you know that?
I don't know. I don't think so, to be honest with you, but I don't want to be definitive on that.
Uh-oh. Come on.
Oh,
Yes.
give me a break.
Somebody asking our thoughts on NFL 2K5. I liked it a lot. I actually
2K5.
preferred it over Madden 2005 at the time, even though Madden 2005 was the year that introduced the hit stick, which changed the entire complexion of playing on defense. I like 2K5 better personally, especially at that $20 price point.
That was
a brilliant move.
That was a brilliant move. That was a good game. It was a great game at the time. I haven't revisited it like some people I know like to play it pretty perennially, but I really liked it. I admit that I think that there's a lot of people out there, a lot of sports fans, a lot of football fans who think, that the series was unstoppable and stuff like that. It was good, but I think it had its flaws. But I definitely liked it. Certainly it's all speculation where we'd be here now if they were still around and whatnot. But certainly, I would love the franchise to come back. And of course, people always
Come on. Oh!
People always wonder, is it coming back and whatnot? I mean, we don't. We've
I don't
heard
think
nothing.
it's coming back.
Yeah, there's nothing in the wind about that whatsoever. So could it come back? Will it come back? That could happen at some point. But if you got to bet on, Mike Wallace. Here we go. Here's Pylon Cam.
Yeah, this is the perfect use of Pylon Cam.
I wouldn't expect it anytime soon. Don't be holding your breath.
So it's kind of funny the way the sports landscape has kind of played out. It used to be every company that made sports games had their own version of each sport. You had MVP baseball, and you had MLB 2K, and you had not triple play. That's where MVP came from. But
yeah,
you had
no push at all.
MLB just it was called MLB 09, I think, was Sony's that turned into the show eventually. And now it's there's only one version of each game mostly. I mean, you have NBA Live, which isn't really a factor. You have NBA 2K, which is obviously running away with it. You have the NHL series, which NHL 2K doesn't exist anymore. NFL 2K obviously doesn't exist anymore. You have Madden on the football side, and MLB The Show.
Yeah, you remember Microsoft used to have a whole slate of
they used to have
first-party sports games that
was
they
weird. None of them were that good, I don't think.
That they wanted to go after. But the larger question of why does that happen? Is EA devil incarnate? All those sorts of things. It's just all about the licenses. Either it's too expensive for some people to get in, and then you've got the expectation for most people, at least, for yearly franchises that requires a big dev squad. And if certainly you look at what we expect of a lot of these games, sort of AAA franchises, that's a lot of development cost. So there's just
licensing sports players is expensive. From everything I've heard, that is just a pain for just either the wallet or for the getting all the licenses for that's why Michael Jordan wasn't in a game his entire prime of his career. Oh, that was great.
Oh, I should have just kept going.
You should have.
And that's the other thing too is that I'm sorry, just to interject real quick, is that if you don't have them, let's say you're missing a particular team. I mean, they have package license deals to set up for so you get all the teams many times. But as we see in with Pro Evolution Soccer in that particular field, it's if you're missing one team, one league or whatever, then as expensive as it is, everybody sort of jumps on. You're well, you don't have all the things, but it's that's, and again, that's expensive. So it's kind of it's a tough sports gaming. It's a tough business to be in when you want the licenses and stuff.
That is the one sport that really has two competent competitors going at it with both of them are at the top of their game. Where I mentioned, NBA Live exists, but it's no threat to NBA 2K.
Yeah.
But FIFA and Pro Evo are constantly going back and forth at which one's the better one.
Yeah, and I think off the top of my head, I believe that Pro Evo has got a better, because it's a global game. It's just, we'll digress into the other football here for a second, but because that's more of a global game, they've actually carved out some decent brand sort of knowledge or whatever in like South America, so they're able to that's able to help them, even though like maybe in America it's just not as big of a franchise. But
Somebody is bringing up Ken Griffey Jr. Baseball on SNES, which was one of my personal favorite games. I loved that game growing up. I loved all the Ken Griffey games. I think the one I played the most was the N64 version. What was it? Ken Griffey Jr.'s Winning Run. I think that's what it was. That was one of the games. I don't know if that was the N64 one. The baseball game I played the absolute most of was Triple Play Gold Edition on Sega Genesis. I think that's the sports game I've played the most in my life. Like I even checked it out. We have a vault here at Game Informer with all the games that we've reviewed since 1991. And Triple Play Gold Edition is in there. It's the one with Tony Gwynn on the cover. And I checked it out, and unfortunately, the battery in our copy has died because it's one of the internal has an internal battery in it, and our copy has died. And I've stopped paying attention to the game altogether, so I'm sorry. I'm just.
Don't apologize to me.
I was apologizing to the viewers.
Oh, okay.
We got someone saying FIFA is better than Evo.
I like them both. I like them for a little different reasons. I don't know if you do this with any of the, I know they're not sports games, but I'm sure any of you guys out there do this where I actually play one of them for 4 or 5 months, straight, and then I switch to the other one. So I find if I play them both at the same time, I just get
the mechanics get confused.
Yeah, I just get I kind of screw myself in the head, but.
Now we got somebody saying they play Triple Play as well.
Awesome.
I would love a triple player MVP baseball. I don't know if EA just doesn't want to pay the licensing fee like we talked about or what. Oh, I went for the interception. It just didn't happen. Somebody else was talking about the overall polish of the game. How are bugs and glitches? Did you encounter any of that while you were playing?
I mean, I think you maybe have seen a little bit some of the animations here. Maybe
a little bit too much ragdoll every once in a while.
You'll see some weird stuff. I haven't encountered anything that's really crazy. Where a guy is all of a sudden catapults up to the top of the ceiling or whatnot. I mean, the ball physics, as I mentioned earlier.
That's just a new stage show for the U.S. Bank Stadium.
Will pop up occasionally and stuff, but nothing. I would say is. Oh, nice one. I don't know why I moonballed that one. Nothing I've seen that is
paid off.
Super egregious. I think if it's anything, it's a player might slide a little bit, slide into a catch.
Let's see if anything happened with this one. No, that was clean in terms of the graphics and.
Yeah.
There's no wait. Does the ball move? No, they don't slow it down during that part. During the transition to possession. Because every once in a while, I remember the old games, he'd catch the ball, and then when he was bringing it down, the ball would rotate in his arms to get to the desired.
And I think that fumble that earlier on the stream when we had a fumble contested, Brian's player hit the ground and then it kind of signaled a fumble. That actually, in the change of possession, you actually saw the ball kind of warp a little bit. But in terms of crazy bugs, I honestly haven't seen anything I would call out of the ordinary or just that's just too obnoxious.
Yes, somebody's talking about Triple Play 97 on PC. That was also one of my games that I went to.
I would say, going on to that baseball license thing, EA, I think, could be in a good position to come back into baseball because, and I've asked them about it, and they've kind of given we were looking at it, and we're monitoring the situation and all that kind of stuff.
I love that.
But, with that is, from what I understand, MLB, I know they're falling out with 2K. I think they've got a good deal going with Sony in that franchise.
Yeah, well, Sony's they kill it every year, even though it's been a little samey the past couple of years. But they had some good stuff for the what's Diamond Dynasty. Is that
that's
the card one. That's their Ultimate Team version. Yeah. I am not doing great on this play call. That's what happens when you get talking.
That's why I'm just keeping the conversation rolling, keeping you confused, keeping you distracted. Going back to Triple Play in baseball, I think the MLB wanted a little bit too much money. I think that's why 2K walked away, or it was the sales. I don't know, maybe.
Oh, what was that throw?
Was nowhere, man.
What was that throw? Maybe my guy didn't run a good route. Come Kamara Aiken.
Well, that's not on. I think that's on Joe. I think that. I think.
Well, I was
that
waiting. I was waiting for his cut because he was supposed to cut over the
Oh,
middle.
you're always
And-
pointing at the receiver. Yeah, you grab him by the face mask, yelling. It's always the receiver's fault, huh?
Exactly. Oh man, that was my opportunity to capitalize on the interception.
So I don't know. I think EA could come back into it. Hopefully, that license shouldn't be too much money, but yeah, you never know. Anyway.
Well, I like the way you can change or decide like what spin you want to put on the ball here.
Yeah, you can do I think they're called sky kicks.
Yeah, sky ball. So you give your defense or your special teams time to get under the or reach the guy receiving.
Former GI intern John Gregory asks, I prefer the side modes. Have they gimped and or fixed them in significantly any way?
The side modes?
Like, are you talking not exhibition or franchise? Are you talking about Ultimate Team? Explain yourself, John Gregory.
John, we'll wait for a little bit of clarification there.
I'm assuming he means Ultimate Team and maybe even franchise. I'm assuming side modes is not what we're playing.
No,
right
we're
now.
playing. And if you're just tuning in, we're just playing Play Now. But we're definitely get to Ultimate Team, which I know a lot of you guys want to see. We'll do a quick tour of some franchise, of course.
Yeah, we're coming up on the halfway mark on our stream. We're an hour in.
Are we?
Yeah, so we might not have time to play another match or another game after this. Whoa!
Yeah.
Drop that. That's the guy who picked it off too, Arrington. So so we're gonna finish up this game, do a tour of the other modes, and then maybe we'll jump in and broadcast the beginning of another game after we take a quick tour. Or maybe, who knows? The possibilities are endless, Matt Kato.
Anything can happen on this crazy stream.
I went for the pick again. Didn't work so well that time.
See, that catch, I think, is one of those ones you're talking about glitches. I wouldn't necessarily call it a glitch, but I think he slides a little bit into that catch. You see him kind of make the cut. I think he kind of comes
That
forward.
wasn't
a
as
little bit to make
egregious
the
as I've
catch.
seen in past years.
There's been worse, but I think you see a little bit of that.
A little bit. Yeah, John's talking about superstar and career mode and
Superstar and career mode, I think, are literally identical. This year, I've gone through them, I've played them. I can't tell a lot of difference. Maybe they've tweaked some of the logic about some of the things, but I really don't think so. I think those are, other than the broad franchise changes that would apply to all the connected franchise modes. Other than that, it'll be the same. Shoot, I don't know what that was.
oh, he hit my guy in the knee. Okay. That's not actually his last name. They just didn't know his last name, so they just called him Guy.
I'm sure it could be a lot worse. Oh,
Nope.
I thought I was going to break out to that outside.
Somebody else asking why we don't have NCAA games anymore, and I think the reason for that is just there's so much licensing nightmares, so many licensing nightmares within that. It's like a landmine or a minefield.
There's real world lawsuits that are currently going on involving NCAA, involving
Players paid.
Yeah, players wanting compensation. That is a lot of briefcases, shuffling papers in court right now. So,
Maybe
EA,
in a couple years, when the dust settles.
Yeah.
I don't think EA wants to touch it right now.
No, EA just said, we have to wait till the whole thing settles out.
No! Oh! I pressed X to try to swat, but I guess it wasn't fast enough.
On that one, I tried to shade it over a little bit to his opposite shoulder because I saw that safety coming over. I thought that safety, a lot of the time, especially him, he will get there. And I was fortunate enough I could actually bring it a little bit over to the shoulder. I think I fired kind of like a bullet ball because I knew Weddle was coming over.
Oh, jeez.
I'm not sure why he did that little stutter step before.
I don't know.
Not just
I pressed
laying
X.
into my
Maybe
guy.
it was because he was going to launch up and swat, and then
yeah, maybe.
realized it's just a lost cause because we're going to lose.
They got 2 minutes, 48 seconds. That's plenty of time. In fact, I'm counting on you scoring and then me hopefully having enough time to come back and drive the field here.
Well, now that you, why did the Vikings fan in the background was like grabbing his head and like thrashing in disappointment?
I don't
Maybe he was
know.
having flashbacks to last year's
I was gonna say,
playoff
yeah,
game.
maybe he knows what's about to come.
He
There's too much time. Too much time.
He's
my
a
friends.
lifelong Vikings
That's
fan. He's
right.
used to disappointment.
I remember in real life, there's always the thing with Vikings fans is late in the games and we score and you just think we scored too quickly, too much time left on the clock. I'm not kidding you. I've thought that many times.
So we have the touchdown. Now here's Blair Walsh.
More people talking about Ultimate Team. That is next on our agenda.
Okay, we are going to go straight to Ultimate Team. Yes.
After we finish this game out. Oh. Okay, I'll take that. 2 yards better than the new touchback. It's like they pushed back the kick, or no, they pushed forward the kick for touchbacks, so there's more touchbacks.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're incentivizing people to take a knee more often. It's like they're really trying to get rid of kick
Oh
returns.
yeah. I think the owners or like the coaches have said that. It's like, yeah, this thing's just going to be gone and
They're just
Yeah.
going to have you start on the 25 every single time.
Yeah.
And people like Devin Hester are going to be no more.
has he learned to catch the ball yet? Like actually catch the ball?
Well, if you kick it, he can.
So I guess if you're a QB and you just kind of moonball it up there.
Yeah, that's what you got to do.
Fuck.
Someone is saying they will not play Madden until it returns to Nintendo consoles.
All right, yeah, and that's that's fair enough. EA has just gone away, wholesale from whether it be Nintendo systems or whether it's been like, certainly like handhelds in general and stuff. But I believe them. I'm sure they don't make a whole lot of cash on those, which is, unfortunately, it's just kind of the way it goes. But the lay of the landscape or whatever. But I can understand. Certainly people want to play football.
All right, on the run. Okay. Somebody saying they're a Niners fan. Did they start Gabbert or Kaepernick? They have the same overall rating, apparently.
I don't know, man.
Did they just sign Christian Ponder?
I was going to say, unfortunately, the other in that multi-choice decision is Christian Ponder, which then, of course, you just go to like, is there a
You just
D
know it's a
for,
rebuilding
like,
year.
Yeah, for neither. But I don't know, like.
I mean,
I
Gabbert.
go Gabbert, I just don't.
I think
just don't-
Kaepernick has had his chance.
Yeah, I just don't.
And I mean, he
believe in
made it to the
that
Super
guy,
Bowl.
but-
It's just,
Yeah.
Good. Let's take it down to the 2-minute warning and then. Oh, just get out of my way.
So anything I know, and again, we're going to be going to Ultimate Team. We'll be doing that next. But anything like seeing the gameplay you guys are liking, liking that you're seeing or not liking, feel free to comment. Or if you've got any horror stories of being a Vikings fan, throw that in the.
Well, everyone's still
in the
recovering
comment.
from last year's playoff appearance.
And everyone remembers 98.
Of course.
Oh boy.
I-
How hard is it to just think of the year 1998?
I just laugh now. I mean, I think about it.
Like
all,
that was your year.
I think about it all the time in the sense that it's just hilarious now. I mean, luckily I'm a little older and stuff, so you just kind of get used to that kind of stuff, and so I just laugh now. I mean, it's just.
But at the time, oh man.
At the time, that had to be.
I've compartmentalized that. That's just a different part of my brain, and I just kind of let it go these days.
Our first year with Favre on our team, and we were in the playoffs.
Oh wait, are you a Vikings fan?
Yeah, I'm a Vikings fan. I don't get as intense as, say, my older brother does. He was losing his effing mind during that game, our final game of that season with Favre.
Yeah, that one I actually thought when we were driving down the field, I thought we're going to the Super Bowl, and then he threw the
I
interception.
know.
I thought we're going to the Super Bowl, and I don't.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I blew it. So the person. Oh boy.
Sad lag. Throw that block. Come on. Okay, good. If
Well,
Flacco was gonna
I think
tackle
that-
me, I was gonna be a little angry.
I think Flacco is a little faster than that. He's a fast guy and he's got some long
Harrison
legs.
should have just blew him up just for fun. He
Well, yeah,
shoulda
that's
just
what
blew
would
up
have happened in
Flacco.
real life. Someone is saying I'm disliking Brian Shea, so they probably
I don't know.
enjoyed that.
But yeah, I don't know exactly at what point they typed that in or what that was. I don't know if maybe they're a Ravens fan. They thought, we're going to drive down, we're going to tie this thing up. And then that happened. I'm not really sure exactly what the context was. If you want to elaborate with a little more context of why you don't like Brian Shea, that's fine.
Please always elaborate on why. Always use more subconscious things.
119. Okay, so you're gonna run.
I got to score and then
onside kick. And then
I might just run down the clock.
You're gonna take a knee.
The people demand ultimate team, Kato.
That's true. They are getting pretty loud.
We're taking a really long game here.
There's some good helmet scuffs and reflections by
there
the way.
we
If
go.
you want to take a look at that.
Okay. So this was kind of a tense game, and then the tension kind of deflated, much like the ceiling of the Metrodome. Oh, good. I should have run directly for your guy that dove. All right, so since this game is all but over, let's somebody wants to see broadcast view really bad. So let's just play from broadcast. Options. Settings. And not visual feedback. Game options. I've never changed the camera in Madden.
I haven't changed it in a while.
Okay, so it's not there. I guess
what's visual
feedback?
Oh, okay. So these are some of like the
cameras.
Helps. There we go.
No.
Yeah. Try that. Yeah.
Broadcast. Let's just do broadcast and broadcast.
This is going to be great playing in broadcast.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome seeing.
So yeah, some of those things in that visual feedback menu, there's new helpers for runners, so you can see.
Watch, I'll score a touchdown immediately.
You can see in like what direction your player is orientated. That's one of the helpers. There's also different assists that will come up and tell you like which.
Oh boy, this is going to be fun.
Special move to run. Let's say for running back, it'll tell you like juke. But if those are, as you can see, those are optional. So. Oh.
Oh!
I thought that was popped up and when a lineman was going to get it. That's how like
because it's impossible to actually play in this mode, this view.
I like that a lot though. That looks cool.
It does look cool if we were doing CPU versus CPU, as that one person suggested about 45 minutes ago.
Maybe they play in this. You know, like I'm sure there's somebody out there who like likes this view and is like mastered how to play, or maybe there's some advantage. Like there's like you can like throw better. Or
you could probably see where the holes in the defense are in some respects. A little bit better, but oh my God. Yeah, this is not great for finding the holes. Somebody is asking to go to look at custom formations in the playbook. Can we do that here?
So they were talking about, are you talking about like formation settings? Because that would like
that'd be outside of the game.
Yeah, formation subs, you can do that. So that's like, let's say if you want to run single back formation and 3 receiver set, you can set to see every time just whoever is the running back or any of the personnel whenever you go into that particular.
All right, setting up a prayer. Oh! I couldn't see anything about the defense because of this view. I'm just gonna.
That's formation subs, and that is only for franchise. And so, like I said, that's if you want to.
How about we not do this mode anymore?
Yeah. Or you want to? Should we just go to Ultimate Team?
No. Let's finish the game. We have 40 seconds.
Okay.
If it wasn't, 4th down, I would just take a knee, but it's 4th down, so I'm actually going to try something here.
All right, it's 4th and 5. A very manageable 4th and 5.
And then I'll just let the clock run out. If by some miracle I get it in this view. Somebody's saying we should put in the backup QBs. All right.
Who is your backup QB?
I don't even know anymore. Oh! And a flag. Can we just decline it? It's got to be pass interference on your.
I know it's holding.
No,
it's holding.
All right, decline.
Oh, defense.
Defense. Oh, the penalty is. Wait.
Yeah, it's on you. I thought he said defense.
I guess I'm officially defense now because you have the ball.
I don't think
that.
I swear he said defense.
I thought he had. Yeah, I thought he. Just run it up the middle. Let's put this game out of its misery
Oh,
and get to Ultimate Team, which is what the people.
what the people.
That's what the people
want.
demand.
Okay.
What are you doing?
I was gonna pad my stats here. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Flag.
Somebody is saying, "Oh my God, just let the game end."
Whatever.
I declined it. Good.
There's the horn.
Is that stupid guy who abandoned the Vikings, the old mascot? Is he now a Packers fan? 'Cause he put out a video saying that he was going to be a Packers fan.
Nobody cared anyway.
Yeah,
Nobody cared about that guy.
So I'm supporting the Packers now, and I think I got like 2,000 hits on YouTube. I'm sure it got more than that.
Ooh.
Is it over? Is it over? Or are you gonna?
Here, let's do this. I'll show you the new sim, one of the new sim things here. Let's just do this. Okay, let's wait. It's not okay. So. Oh, I can't sim. I don't. Maybe that's right. Of course, we're playing against each other. We can't sim.
Super sim a versus
Never
match.
mind.
Okay, so.
All right, stat time.
So you're actually gonna pad some
I'm
stats
gonna
here
try to
in
pad some
broadcast
stats.
view. Okay, fair enough. Cool. And now we have to sit through another kickoff.
Oh, we do. Oh wait,
It's 1 second left.
1 second left.
I promise we
This
are
is
getting to
broadcast
Ultimate
view.
Team. Yeah, I like this. Oh! I just wanted to destroy the kicker.
What are you booing about, man? We're up 34-14.
With 1 second left. It's not like I'm coming back. All right. Here we go. Oh, kickoff return in this is going to be great. Oh, onside. Great.
Get it? Oh, man.
And now we have to sit through just end the game, Kato.
All right. I assumed that one of your guys would actually
I like
catch
that
it.
he's dancing.
But I guess not.
And this kick goes out of bounds, and that's obviously one of the
Okay.
options out here.
Okay, this is the last play of the game
All
in
right.
broadcast view, and it's going to be a Hail Mary. I'll tell you that right now. So it's just going to be a total crapshoot, total random. There we go. Going to Steve Smith Sr., and there's nothing you can do about it because nobody can see what's going on in that half of the field.
Oh,
Catch!
there we go. Yes.
The game is over. Harbaugh is distraught. And let's go check out Ultimate Team. That was a painful. That was an NBA ending.
That was close. Oh, yeah, that was close for a while though. It was close for a while.
I'm saying the ending was painful.
Yeah,
all right, so
no.
all right, let's exit and then I guess the background's just fans sitting in darkness. It's been the Super Bowl when the Ravens and the 49ers played. Okay, no
All
more
right.
games. No more
We're
games.
not going back into that.
All right, so we're gonna check out Ultimate Team now.
Ultimate Team. Okay, so
This is what everybody in our Twitch chat and YouTube chat
For
has been
anybody-
clamoring for.
for anybody who hasn't been clamoring for it, this is where you open packs of cards and then you go use those players that you open and you go and you play them in real life. So you're still playing. It's not like a total card game where you're just watching cards, on the screen. You're actually like playing the games, but it's all based on the people that you have. Now this is a starting lineup. If you can see on the upper right-hand corner there, I've got like items, contracts, tickets, points, and coins. It's all about coins.
Of course, you have Adrian Peterson.
Points and tickets. Well, he's a captain. You can select him as a
Okay,
captain.
all
So
right.
he was on like the offense, and then you go on defense. And I should have Barr as my one of my defensive players. But it gives you the uniforms and the stadium of the captain team that you hear is Anthony Barr. Obviously, this isn't the there's all kinds of different grades for these cards. So there's like gold and there's platinum, silver, all that kind of stuff. And then EA released all kinds of special cards. So if there's like a rookie of the week, they'll throw that card out for that particular player. So you can spend a lot of time, a lot of coins, and yes, if you want, a lot of money on this mode. So
There it is. There's the reason this mode has stuck around for as long as it has.
Well, the people who are asking about Ultimate Team, I'd be curious, you guys, do you spend real money? Do people spend real money? Do you just do like auction blocks for specific cards? Do you put together sets? What kind of things is your play experience? So there's solo challenges you can do. You can play this offline. I mean, you need an online connection to play the mode, but that's to start it. But you can actually play solo challenges and you play them without people. And so you do that a lot to do objectives. You can see under objectives, you do these to get points. And these objectives and a lot of stuff, they change. EA just rolls out all kinds of different ways. There's different badges and different sets to put together to get coins.
So, in response to your question about do we spend real money, we've got I do not in all caps, spend real money.
Mm-hmm.
We've got all caps, hell no. And no.
Does that sound
So
like
it sounds like nobody spends real money on this. Another one, John Gregory, former Game Informer intern, saying never spent money on a sports game past the purchase.
That's great. I mean, I assume that these people enjoy the mode and stuff anyway. But that's great that you can do that, and you obviously feel you don't have to spend the money. So you're here in Draft Champions. This thing was introduced last year.
Champions, that's one that I actually have not explored at all.
Yeah, we can go through and we can do one of those real quick. But one of the things I want to point out here is you see this undrafted rank, play a friend, and if we go back.
So can we recap what exactly Draft Champions is for people?
We will do that. But I just want to point out a couple things there. These are the things I was talking about with play a friend and play unranked draft champions, I should say. And here there's salary cap rank. These real things were all added post-launch of Madden NFL 16, and they've just been included here in 17. So if you're asking then, well, what's new about it? So those were from post-launch 16, and now they're in 17. One of the things now is they're going to have I think something called chemistry. So if you go up here in your lineup, it replaces, I believe, I can't remember what it was called. It was styles, where they had like 10 styles last year. Now it's called chemistry. So if you go over here, there'll be like different ways where depending on which cards and which players you put together, you get chemistry. And these chemistry bonuses are for like offensive line. They're for all the different positions, and they are grouped around certain things like a West Coast passing attack or whatever it ends up being. And you get the chemistry, you get the right combination of players. You'll get boosts for those players for certain abilities, skill categories. And so there's a bunch of them you can get, and you get them all simultaneously. So if you get a whole bunch of chemistry styles going together, you can get a bunch of boosts for your team.
Okay. The people who spend real money are checking in now. Somebody said they spent just under $100 on Ultimate Team last year. Somebody else says they do, but not very often. Definitely not needed. Especially with the new solo challenges that were introduced last year. Sorry, I lost the comment there for a second.
So let's go into a draft here, and we can show people. I don't think the distribution, you start with a coach, and the distribution and stuff of these I think feels about the same. They'll have 15 rounds. At the end of that, we'll get a star player. Actually, I think at the beginning round it might be a little different. You'll get a star player, but we'll go through the process here. So coach.
Oh, good old
I'm
Jack
just not
Del
going
Rio.
to get Jack Del Rio.
Go Bruce Arians.
Why would you want to do that? Good health to him. Hopefully he's doing fine in real life. What are you laughing about? What are you laughing about?
Good health to him.
So here's the first round. So right off the bat, this is different last year. There's Adam Schefter there giving a little commentary. Okay, well, I'm not going to go.
Rudd.
I do not draft Packers, and I'm not going to start. So
Let's see what
we're not going to go Ray Nitschke. We're going to go the running back. It's a great way to start.
Just like fantasy football, starting with a running back is a solid way to go. I like the Earl Thomas.
Yeah, Earl Thomas is good. 83 on this corner. I think we probably can do better. So as you can see here, it's a random selection of players they're giving us. You can toggle through some stats. And then on the bottom there, you can see who we have currently in our sort of default team. So we're going to go and replace a bunch of these guys. So let's go Earl Thomas.
And John Gregory is pointing out that they should just license the dozen songs that every stadium plays over and over again, and make their licensing easier. They actually do have some songs that are every single year that play in the stadium. Like I think Crazy Train has been in it for a couple of years.
Yep.
Like when you're actually in the game, it will play.
Yeah, no song 2. No Gary Glitter. That's a whole different
Yeah,
can of worms. We're not
that's a
gonna do
different
that.
reason,
That's
though.
a totally different thing.
That was replaced with another song though. What was the other song? Shoot,
Let's
there was
go
another.
Jaden Clowney here.
Yeah, Jadavian Clowney, that's a good one. Okay.
This is not a good.
I guess you got to go.
He's not even.
Mathis, right?
He's not even signed. He's not even an NFL player legally. I'm not going here.
Got to go Robert Mathis.
Well, see, we just took Clowney.
Okay, then let's
at-
do
at
Alexander.
80, so you just. But man, 77. But that's
What
the way
else
this
you gonna
mode
choose in that
goes,
round?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
So yeah.
How are we looking on defensive tackle?
Tackles. I want to go a corner. I think we could probably get a better corner, but I'm always of the thought you can't have too many good corners in real life for anything. Man, we got a lot of defense here.
Didn't Madden have some sort of
let's
fantasy
go.
football tie-in?
A little bit. They did. What was that, like 4 years ago?
Something like that. Somebody's bringing up, I can't believe they don't have a fantasy football in Madden, which
Yeah.
would be awesome. I wish they would. I would like having kind of like UFC has EA Sports UFC.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they have what's it, like live events. It's called where you go in
Yeah.
and you make your picks for each.
We're going Teddy.
Of course you are. Make your picks for every single event that's happening. Like Conor McGregor's fighting Diaz in this Saturday, so it's like, all right, I think Diaz is going to win in the second round by submission. And then if that comes true, you get points. You can compare versus like how your friends picked and how like globally picked. And I like that. I wish they would do something like that, where like at least a pick 'em, if not like actually fantasy football, where you choose your players, and then you can, who knows, with your fantasy team you can play each other against. Like that would be a cool mode to have.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's an EA Sports UFC game, so it's not too far fetched that they would bring it over. But you know, it's kind of a separate deal altogether. UFC isn't like a traditional sports game.
Yeah. So we got 5 picks left.
Carson Palmer's a good one, but I think you're all right on the.
Well, we already
you could
took
do some
Teddy,
improvement.
So like, I mean, yeah, we had no.
So you already
wide
have the best
receivers.
quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah,
Teddy.
yeah. Quarterback of everybody's.
Well, now you got
future.
Mariota.
Yeah, that's all right. Man, this is not a lot of
Should've
good
gone
choices.
Carson.
I'm gonna have to just go for lines that can stay upright here. We're really coming down to the edge and the end of the choices. No Packers. No. So the trenches. I don't know. I want to go line. Well,
I think you got to go Aaron Donald.
Tackle, yeah. Man, they keep giving me QBs. So
We
79.
got
Oh,
three more
we got-
picks here.
Oh, we got to go.
Don't go Mark Ingram.
Well, we already got Emmett Smith.
Yeah,
So.
I don't think you need another running. Although
Yeah.
LaShawn McCoy would have been all right to have. Barr.
Barr.
I think
Ah,
Barr.
shoot.
Wait.
Well, we could switch. Oh, shoot. I guess we could put him in the
Wait, who's your
middle.
safe? Okay, yeah, you got Earl Thomas. So. I don't know- I
Yeah.
don't know if you need, or could you put
Yeah,
him?
we don't need any
You,
of
you
them.
could put him. Get Jenkins. Put him in the other safety position.
Yeah,
Can you
that's
can
true.
you
Let's
can have
do
him play.
that.
I don't know.
You can do that. All right. DeMarco Murray, not going to do that. Corner 85 wrote a cornerback. I'm not going to do. He's got the. Now he's the one who blew his hand off with a firework. Am I not
Yeah,
mistaken?
Jason Pierre-Paul.
Yeah, we're not doing that. He obviously is not a very.
That's why he
smart
has the
individual.
club
Yeah,
hand
got
right
the
there. Like
club,
it
yeah.
looks like he's holding like an oven mitt almost.
Yeah, we'll go corner. That's not a very spectacular last round there, but
That was
we did have the legends up front. We did have the legends in the first round, so
Okay.
that's
Balanced at least.
Yeah, I put together better teams, but you know there it is.
Okay, so that's what Ultimate Team, and then you have that, and you can.
well, that's the draft champions part of all the teams. So, you know, we could go in, you can play a game. It'll try to match us up with some people. You know, I'm thinking there's probably not going to be anybody online here.
Well,
I
we should
think
probably check out. Oh no, you're training. No.
training.
What's happening?
Oh, this is just telling you. Basically, this is just overgoing the training part in franchise. So you can set things up to do drills. You do the drills, you get some medals, and you get those medals. You can actually apply them from week to week. So, you know, if you're really good at a drill, let's say like for trips, you know, drag routes over the middle, you can do that, and you can set it, and you get a skill bonus for all your players whenever they run that play. So it looks like we're going into a match here. I don't know if you guys want to should we just cut out of it and cut bait on
Yeah, I think we might want to just. I mean, we have
Because we got like half.
We got
we got a
35
little bit of
minutes
time.
left.
Yeah.
we
So
could play like maybe a quarter and then leave this guy hanging.
So is this no? But we're in the solo actually. So.
Oh, okay. So yeah,
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
just get out of here.
Yeah.
Let's check out franchise and connected career.
Well, let me ask you guys really quick. The Ultimate Team people, I know you guys have any other comments or anything. I know like pack and openings are a big thing, but I mean like we're not gonna have any like crazy, like gold elite packs or anything like that because you just sort of started up or whatever. Yeah, okay. But I didn't know if there was any other things that you guys specifically want to see or questions about Ultimate Team before we take off. So again, you got you can play a friend. So this is like if we go into here and you want to play a friend, it's not local, so it's not just like you're playing the friend next to you. It's online, so you'd have to like you'd have a list of your friends up on there, and they'd have to be in the game, and then you could meet each other and play against each other.
All right, so let's jump into.
So there's
nobody's
nothing.
ever really commenting on Ultimate Team. Wait,
So if we go to franchise a bit, are they gonna come? Are they gonna come
we
back?
got some comments coming in.
Comments coming in.
Can you show off the replay on offense? I'm not sure what exactly you're referring to there. Like just like an instant replay.
I'm not sure if that's specifically for Ultimate Team or.
Do you just pick your favorite team at start? Is a question somebody's bringing in since the styles are gone.
Do you pick your favorite team at the start because the style's gone? So yeah, you pick the captain, which will be set to whatever favorite team that you set at the beginning when you first start the game up, and that's when you get the option for like say if you gave me Adrian Peterson, it gave me Anthony Barr, and they gave me the Vikings uniforms and the stadium. That's their base. I think it might have given me the option too for Zimmer as coach. So that will happen. And then obviously it'll give you the default, teams. So here I've picked, here you see, the rest of my teams, obviously not the Vikings, but you can see down there in the lower left, Vikings away home and then Zimmer. So that is kind of how that favorite team thing goes. And then, yeah, you're the Vikings and everybody will be in the Vikings uniform.
Somebody still Brian Lambert, who's been with us since the beginning of the stream pretty much.
Okay, Brian.
Still wants to
Thanks,
see
Brian.
the Cowboy Stadium in broadcast mode to see if the logo is upside down. That's all he wants to see.
Okay, so
Maybe we could just jump into a quick
go into
thing, and
play
then
now.
before jumping into franchise and connected career,
Okay.
let's just go load into a game at Cowboy Stadium. Okay,
So
sure.
Brian, if you weren't here since the beginning of the stream, I wouldn't do this because I despise the Cowboys. Anything
do
the
it.
Cowboys, it just makes me absolutely sick. But I'll do it for Brian because Brian's been very good to us since the beginning of the stream. So it was just the logo, right?
Yeah, he just wants to see the logo in broadcast.
In broadcast. Okay, we'll go on.
So it might already be in that since that's what we left it at the last game.
It could have been in those options right before we went in, but we can always just go back and change it.
We know where it is now. It's in visual feedback.
Yeah.
It's a really bad name for what that is. It was to see pre-play on offense.
Pre-play offense.
Is that a typo?
Huh?
He's asking about replay on offense.
Well, now it says pre-play. I think he clarified. Yeah, show pre-play on offense. So, just, I guess, the interface. Thank you, Larry. All right, are we in broadcast mode? Yes, we are. Hey, it looks like the logo is upright. Okay, you're the Cowboys, so we'll see pre-play on offense in just a second here. Since we're already in it, we might as well just show it.
Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
The R3 pre-play, that pre-play menu. Sorry, I misunderstood what you were going for. There are several things that could be pre-play. So yeah, just get out on the field and.
Okay, so here's the pre-play screen, for R3. certainly here, play art.
Now a play fake here on first down. He's got time in the pocket. Oh, he's got time.
I don't even know what I was throwing that thing.
He was looking for Terrence Williams.
So is it good?
I think that is what we need. Oh, and
I don't know what more you can say at this point in his career about Jason.
when we jump into franchise mode, let's move back out into franchise and the menus. When we jump into franchise mode, somebody else who's been with us since the very beginning
All right.
wants to see us edit a player
Okay.
in franchise mode when we start up a team.
Okay, yeah, I can do that in a few
So-
different ways, actually, even outside of franchise mode. We can take a look at that. So yeah, also, if we're talking about franchise mode, we can also talk about just dive into the formation subs real quick.
We have about 30 minutes left in our stream. We're going to jump into connected career right now.
Okay, so just real quickly, I just want to do this real quickly. So if you go into, this is the main menu, and it's, manage rosters and stuff. I just want to go back, yeah.
What's this? Edit teams and trade players. Edit player. Okay, so player traits, I'm assuming you can... Okay.
Advisor.
So here we are, just
course.
checking out the
I mean,
ratings.
for Harrison Smith, these ratings are all wrong. 7-7. Let's put him up to where they belong. We'll say he's a 95 in strength, we'll say, but he's definitely 99 speed. So clearly you can edit this to make it the way you want to do that.
Okay.
Here's traits, contract info. He's locked in for a good long time. Okay, so that was straight from the main menu, and you go all the way over. You go into settings into manage rosters.
All right.
And then
Now
we're going to go into franchise here. I think we've got one queued up, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
This one starts out at the very, very beginning, so it's I think we might be starting at the regular season. It's not like 3 years in or anything. It's gonna go into this thing. Anything else that's coming up here?
Somebody's asking another question about Ultimate Team, but I think we might come back to that if we have time at the end of this.
What's the question? Can we answer it right away?
If we can show the Ultimate Team rookies from the sets that were made from 16.
Okay, we can take a look at some of the sets and see. I don't know if they just want to see what kind of cards are required to go into that, but yeah, we can. If we got some time.
Yeah, if we
can
have
go
some
back
time
to
after
that.
this, we're just going to take a look at franchise and connected career real quick, and then we can, with whatever time we have left, we can take some
Absolutely.
requests and try and get as many of these questions answered and requests shown as possible. Somebody else wants to see the Broncos default orange uniform because it was wrong last year, apparently. I'm wondering if they could get the Super Bowl champions uniform right this year is pretty much what he's asking.
Mm-hmm.
So these are things to queue up and if we have time. So, all right, let's edit this player now let's make Teddy the player that you think he should be.
Well, they probably have him pretty right. I mean, this is the year for Teddy to kind of take off.
All right, so here we are editing Teddy's
Speed.
ratings.
He's got good speed, agility. He's got good agility. Strength probably go up. I mean, he's known to stiff arm some good linebackers. Throwing power, definitely. The deep ball, that's one of the things he's going to have to improve on. So hopefully that goes up. So there you go.
How
we
easy
can
is
do
it
all
to
that.
switch between multiple user teams in franchise mode?
So I think that's pretty much the same as last year. So I think when we go up here, he says create new character, and here's all your characters. So we could go in and we could do,
Mike Zimmer looks none too pleased in that picture.
yeah, that's pretty much, well, I mean, he could be happy, he could be sad. That's pretty much his face no matter what happens.
That's like that shirt that Andy wears,
Yeah,
the
exactly.
many emotions of the stormtrooper,
Yeah,
happy,
frustrated,
sad, frustrated.
exactly,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's the same picture.
So yeah, so as you can see here, then you can start up another team, and you can be the owner, you can be the player, and I think then when you do multiple user connected franchises, you can restrict it to having just people who play players, just team owners, or you can have any kind of franchise type in here. But that's how you do it. That's just R3 when you're in this menu. And I think it's pretty much exactly the same as it was last year.
And somebody, I think I know the answer to this one, but can we do multiple years in connected franchise with friends online?
Well, I'm gonna admit I haven't tried that, but I don't know why you can't.
Yeah, I think you. I believe you can. I don't want to give a definitive answer, but I think you can.
I don't. I mean, like, I don't know if they can chime in as far as like they could do this last year. They couldn't do it last year, but I don't know that's changed for last year's. So this is one of the things you'll notice here on week 1. So it's the beginning of the regular season. So we sim through the preseason. It says set season goals. So if we go in here,
I like the season goals in these sports games. Like NBA has a really good season goal structure.
So chance of firing, and again, you can set up so you're never fired if you want when you set the franchise up. But if you do have firing on, this is going to be important. So if we want to promise the moon and we say, you know what, we're going to make it to the Super Bowl.
Chance of firing very high.
You can't actually set to we're going to win the Super Bowl, but they're going to temper it a little bit to just make the Super Bowl. You can commit to this, and if you can see the XP reward for that for coach is, a plus. You'll get other rewards for that, but on top of that, you'll get a plus
so
1,300.
The person who asked about multiple years with friends online says you couldn't last year, which...
multiple years with friends online. So then it would just like reset, and it would just be like wipe everything clean at the end of the year. Is that what they're asking?
I've never played online with friends on franchise. Like I've been in a franchise mode with friends, like, and I know that like I have friends who play like, I don't know if it's like connected franchise, but they play like multiple years. Like they've played it to the point where there's no NFL players anymore. But maybe I'm misunderstanding the question here.
Yeah, it might be as well. I'm sorry I apologize about that.
His would stop after 1 year, but other people are saying they've played multiple years with friends, which I don't understand why it would exist that you couldn't.
I'm pretty sure,
which is weird.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can't hear it, but I don't want to disregard the user's question of hand or whatnot. I'm not sure about that. Where we are right now, as you can see, it's just training, so this is a little different than the game plan from last year, but it's kind of the same. So if we start training, it will go in and you can pick what you want. You can play it or you can sim it. And then focus training right here is people you want to set up. A lot of it's are like rookies or those players who have quick development. And you can see there under their name and a little bit to the right after their age, it says normal development. So if you have quick development players, you might want to put them in these slots so that XP really just like takes off. And of course, there's free practice. And then these game plans are what are suggested to you based on, like as you can see over here on the right, I'm going to play the Titans, and it'll give some stats and stuff like that. That's based on their tendencies. So it'll suggest deep pass, power action play-o for offense, and then run defense outside run. And you can, again, if you go and start training here, you can change that for one. Now, what I like to do is I like to run a training here, get a medal. See those, it says deep pass, and right to the left, it's a little blank spot. If I get a medal in that, it'll show it as gold medal. So I can go through, change the offensive game plan to whatever I want.
Thanks for joining us, Anima.
Change whatever I want here. And if, let's say I've got a medal in because I've done this, let's say this deep pass Mills one, doesn't matter what the CPU tells me I should do for game plan. I can switch it to the ones I've already gotten a gold in. And then because I've gotten a gold in that already, I'll get extra XP. So I can just get extra XP every week by going and changing the game plan. So it's kind of an either or. It's kind of cool you can do that. It's not really like a cheat. It's just a way you can choose to play the game if you want.
One question coming in. I guess it was Mike Shanahan who kept RG3 in for way too long and injured him beyond repair. He's wondering if, as head coach, you can pull a Mike Shanahan RG3.
Yeah, so it'll come up, and in this screen right here, like through these blades that I'm going through right here, if a player is injured and they can come back, so let's say you got a player, he's injured for 5 weeks, and let's say 3 weeks later, it can give you the option, not for every player, but it can give you the option to say bring that player on, and you'll see on this blade menu system, it'll ask you, do you want to start so-and-so, and it'll tell you, here's our chance of injury. It'll also show you, if you play this guy now, he's a -3 for speed because he's injured. He's a -2 for strength or whatever.
I love Cutler's picks.
Oh, there's a website called Smoking Jay Cutler, which is just beautiful. I gotta check. I haven't been there in a while, but there's.
Is it as good as Manning Face?
I haven't seen that one.
You
but
haven't
I'm
seen
sure-
ManningFace.com?
No, I'll check that one out too.
It's so great. It's just a collection of Eli and Peyton Manning, just different
it's gotta
faces
be
they've
so
made.
good.
There's no structure whatsoever. It's just a vomit of pictures.
So it'll ask you if you want to bring that player in. If you do, they have a chance of getting re-injured. For longer, there's a chance of when they're injured, therefore their stats will go down. They'll regress because they're injured. I've had it where I've played those guys and then nothing's happened to them, and they've been fine to come back early. And I've had guys who've gotten injured for worse afterwards. So that's kind of up to you. So let's kind of sim forward a little bit here to see kind of some of the events that'll come up for your franchise as you kind of go through the weeks.
Okay, so after we kind of get the basics of franchise mode, there are 3 things now that we want to take a look at.
Yep.
Default orange for the Broncos, rookie set in Madden Ultimate Team,
Yep.
and now the practice squad system that they said they put in.
Oh, practice squad says, okay, we'll do that right now real quick. I have to go this. Okay, so here's one new injury. And this isn't really different, but it's 37 weeks.
Whoa.
I think they might just take you out back and shoot you, unfortunately, my friend.
Yeah, I think that's a career ender. I mean, I guess that's just out for the year, really.
It is, but
That's not 37 weeks like
Yeah.
you missed 37 games.
But that guy's out for a while. Okay, here's the scouting, which is the same as it works last year. And then this is a little different. It says here big decision, but it's just kind of highlighting it for you. So you go into here. The players, kind of like last year, they'll negotiate at different times. So if you see here, he's ready to negotiate. And it gives you a little bit more feedback. He's ready to start. When we give him the contract, you'll see. If you go down, this guy won't ask you to week 4, 5,
I'm
week
not
6,
ready to
etc.
negotiate yet.
Yeah,
Can you
it's not
negotiate
ready
with
now.
them even if they say they're not ready?
No,
Like,
it's
too bad?
locked out. This just is to give you like kind of an overview of like, okay, these guys are going to coming up. But if
Okay.
we go in and you start negotiations,
I like the streamlined nature of that. Because like sometimes it used to be a pain. We have to sort on who has 1 year left.
Mhm.
Or
let's say we're just going to lowball this guy, make him an offer. It's his fair offer. We're going to make him obviously a much lower offer. And he'll come back and he will see a pour across
I don't like the salary bonus or
length.
length.
But let's say he liked the years. He'll tell you that, but he'll say, I don't like the salary. So then you kind of know where you stand, which is different from last year. And I've had guys here too where let's say a lowball. I mean, I obviously just lowball the hell out of this guy. I've had guys immediately come back and say, I don't want to negotiate with you. I don't want to sign with your team. And then they're locked. They're locked from that moment on because they just don't like.
So like you've insulted them.
Yeah, you've insulted me, my family, and he takes affront to that. So if we
right.
go in for the practice
Squads. Let's see it.
so here's our team, and you scroll down here with the right stick all the way to practice squad. So this is new for this year. Some of the casual football fans, maybe they don't know what a practice squad is, but basically this is where you put your developmental players. So guys who aren't obviously gonna or shouldn't see the field this particular year, they put them on the practice squad. Now the thing with the practice squad is that these are technically free agents. So I could go in, and if I go into free agents here, I can sign the practice squad players of any other team. So if I scroll down here, here's like the top 100, sort of the best free agents that are just sort of sitting around waiting for a phone call. But if I go into all, here are the practice squad eligible free agents, because not everybody can just be put on the practice squad. But here's also on practice squad. So if I want to go through and just, let's say, like pick off any particular position, but let's say I just want to pick off a particular team, whatever it is, I can just do this. So I go in this particular guy. I have to sign him to my active roster, and then this is a guy who's just been stolen from the Seahawks practice squad. Now he's on my roster. So I've had it where teams have signed off of my practice squad. Like I actually had a guy who I was right about to join to my active roster because I had injury at running back. Actually, here that guy is right here, and I was going to sign this guy off my practice squad, and somebody freaking sniped him off my practice squad.
They knew you needed that halfback.
Yeah, and it was just like, he's gone. But that's the way it is in real life in NFL. So it's kind of cool with that injury system like we were talking earlier, where you might have a guy who's injured and he's out for many weeks, and you bring him back too early and then he's out even longer. This is where your practice squad comes in, because these are the guys who sometimes fill like that second or third slot. And it's one of those things, like, as the user here has obviously pointed out, that people have wanted for a long time, and it's in this
I
year.
like it. And when they're on that, they have a better chance of developing their skills, right?
Yeah, I mean, you might want to and then, when you go into the weekly trainers here, you might want to put that practice squad in as one of your focus players to kind of get them up to speed, get them some more XP, and then you go and assign that XP and you can raise their
So you can
stats.
set them as to train just the same as you do as an active roster player.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, because when you go in here, you can pick anybody for that focus training. And then when you go and let's say you do an offensive game plan, a defensive game plan, it'll give XP to all the appropriate people for that drill. So if it's like a running drill or a passing drill, it will give them to a wide swath of offensive players. So you're not just funneling XP in just the QB or something. So it's kind of a good way to get your whole team sort of raises.
I think I know the answer to this one, but somebody's asking, is there any way to reach agreements with injury players so you don't have to carry a boatload of injured guys for multiple weeks?
You can't put injured players on. Uh-oh. See, this is cool. This is a highlight for player aggression. So it says age, injury, or performance. We go in here, and poor old Jarek McKinnon here has got a -2 in attribute points because he's got we've been simming obviously through these weeks, and he has under 4 yards per carry. So I don't know if he's starting then, or if, why that would happen because or I'd assume AP is carrying the load here. He doesn't look like he's injured. There's a new injury. So I'm going to say that's a little odd. I'm not sure why he regressed, but you will see guys regress for age and for injury. So if let's say we wanted to put our good friend here, BJ DuBose on
You put him on IR, right?
Put him on IR here. Can we not? We can put guys on IR. What's going on here? Let's see.
Is he already on IR?
Oh, he is on IR. Yeah, PlayStation.
Yeah.
He's on IR.
So put the guy with knee cartilage tear just so we can see the menu. We don't have to follow through with it.
Yeah. This makes me sad to put him on IR.
So there's the place on IR.
So I think maybe what the player, the user, the reader, the watcher, the listener,
the viewer,
the person, the viewer, could be referring to. I think that there were previous years where sometimes you put guys on an IR, and they would still count on the active roster. Mm-hmm. So let's see if we can find out how many players we have.
Is there a pup list?
There's not a pup list, no.
Okay.
How many players? Oh, here we go. My team. Can we check our distribution here? Roster.
They've really been amping up the number of country songs on the soundtrack lately. I've noticed.
I'm sorry, I despised country. I like old country. I don't like new country.
There was a country song on, I think it was last year's soundtrack that I despised.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me. Yeah. Okay. So let's just go back and
the Vikings. Wait. Go back to the social media over there. Oh, somebody's just saying the Vikings are just a bad offensive unit.
It's early. It's early. Plenty of time to sort that all out.
You're week 4.
Here's a big injury decision.
You're a quarter of the way through the season.
It's still early. Plenty of time. So here, as you can see, their awareness rate for bars is down, strength down, injury chance high, and then this person's just looks like here's their backup, so you can figure out if kind of comparison or whatever.
The guy who was asking about the IR was referring to the salary specifically.
Salary?
Does the salary get affected if you put a guy on IR?
So let's see if we can manage that. Okay, let's see if we can get an
Salaries.
answer here. Do you want to look at the salary first?
I mean, let's see what. It's gonna be hard. It's got to add up all the salary to.
Yeah,
let's see if it's saying like this isn't hitting against your cap.
I know exactly what he's talking about. Okay,
DuBose is who we're looking for.
He's already off, right?
Yeah, but
I think we're gonna try to do a new player and see if it would count. So rookie reserve, a cap penalty.
Okay, so we're coming up on the 10-minute mark.
10-minute mark before we have to go.
Yeah.
So let's see.
So if there's anything else, like we had a couple things we need to check out after we get out of franchise mode. We're going to try to get both of them real quick. If you have anything else you want to see before we sign off in about 10 minutes, let us know in the comments, and we'll do our best. Okay.
Place on injured reserve, and then it's the salary.
think that's what we're doing right now.
So the cap 155, salaries 139, 16 million cap space. So can we get to their contract?
What year was it that had the really good soundtracks? That 2006, 2005?
I'm not sure. I gotta admit, I don't like a lot of the music on here, but that's just me because I just don't like a lot of different kinds of music. So I can't say that. So I'm not. Ask the viewer.
Okay.
If
He said he noticed that it didn't move.
It did move.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was looking at the wrong number like an idiot before we put him on IR.
Okay.
So that's what I was going to do. He did what I did, where
Okay.
I looked at what the salary was and then
Mhm.
cap space, and then we put him on IR. But I looked at the wrong number because I'm a dope.
Apparently, I'm a dope too because I did notice that as well.
I guess it was 07 people were saying had the good soundtrack. I don't know. I think it's going to be in the eye of the beholder.
Okay,
Is there
so-
anything else we need to see in franchise, or should we bounce back out, take a look at Ultimate Team's rookie sets real quick,
Yeah, let's
and
do
then jump into a game with the Broncos default orange jersey? So,
All right.
so we can try and get a. Somebody is asking me to dance to the music. I mean, any
They're
dance I would
asking
do.
you,
To,
they're not
the
asking
dance
me.
that I want to do to this song is not going to be appropriate
Oh.
for streams.
Is that like
We'll
a
make sure to Vine that later on Game Informer's official Vine account.
I think for me that would be like a knife in my hand and like plunging it into my stomach over and over. If that constitutes a dance. Okay, so the rookie sets.
Okay, so
we
I think
go
it was the rookie
into
sets that came
items.
from yeah. Okay.
Heroes.
Legends, Redemption.
So I don't know if it would. It's not competitive. Cheap around a coin. I don't think that's it. I mean, we're obviously before launch. There'll certainly be creating all kinds of different sets, as the weeks go on.
Yeah, and rookies can't be added in until, or is NFL different from MLB and NHL?
No, I think it is because I know that when the draft happened, I think they had some sets and some different Ultimate Team stuff that came out in conjunction with that, which I assume that the person is talking about, but please correct me
I
if
think
I'm wrong
that's-
here.
They were saying the rookie sets from 16.
Yeah, so what I think then is like you could play those when the draft happened just this past spring. You could play those in 16, even though that I think they, were sort of an Ultimate Team that was
Yeah,
that was
see,
going
I kind
forward.
of check out of sports games once the season's over. So
All right, Shea, how'd you dance to this music?
I would leave the room.
Okay.
So yeah, we got about 7 minutes left.
Nick
Yeah.
Foles.
2005, everyone is saying now had the best soundtrack, which
Well,
I think
talk
that was the
amongst
one I was
yourself,
thinking
I
about.
You
guess.
say
Yourselves, I
everyone. I
guess.
see one comment.
All right, I agree with 2005. That's the one that I remember playing my senior year of high school, which was when that came out. Show my age a little bit. The sets that you made from 16 that you can redeem for this year.
Let me go back out into sort of like the promotions part here, the live.
It might not be
part.
live yet.
Yeah,
If it's a
I wonder if
redemption
it's-
thing, it might not be live because the game's not out for another 6 days.
Yeah, I want to say sorry to to the listener, to the viewer. Now you
Not
got me.
great with
I'm
that, are you?
paranoid. Now I'm paranoid about that. To the viewer, I wonder if that's something that's going to be in after launch or like on launch or when they get sort of the whole ecosystem sort of live, when they flip the switch on that. I wonder if that's what might happen.
How do the menus feel? Do they feel responsive, sluggish?
Yeah, they do. I know past
Responsive?
years they've definitely been sluggish, but I'm thinking that they don't feel bad. Here's a very low level pack opening here for some people.
Yeah, so just get an idea of this. And then with the last 5 minutes, we'll jump into a game and show off the Broncos default orange jersey, which everyone has been clamoring for.
Everybody. No, they're not talking about the drunk the drunk horse one. They're simply talking
I think
about
they're just saying
defaults.
the default orange because apparently it was wrong last year.
I think I remember hearing about that actually, but
Oh, did they make any additions to custom playbooks?
custom playbooks. No, I don't. I'm almost positive they didn't. I mean, you can pick anybody's playbook, certainly. You can't make your play, obviously, which is not really what that person's, I don't think, they're talking about.
Somebody wants to play
but-
as the Tampa Bay Bucks. Since nobody ever plays as them. So, Broncos, default
Okay,
orange,
so
so edit uniforms.
It's going to default to the home ones anyway.
All right,
but,
so yeah.
official
There's your
home.
default orange, and then there's the 90s throwback. You can see Elway in it now.
There it is. There we go. There's the drunk donkey. So then, is this what you guys? Is this exactly what you guys are thinking of, or is there something? Do you still want to see other parts of the jersey here?
Oh, I'm gonna be. I think that's probably good. They said the default.
Here's
Default
the
orange.
official home ones. Should we go into and just?
No, we're good.
play
We're
our
good.
ways
Let's
out, or
just
what?
play it out. We got 4 minutes left. Let's play our way out.
All right.
Okay, accept. Back.
Go back out.
Accept. All right, we need to change that view immediately. Is it
Okay,
up here? Or?
Yeah, I think it might be up here. Let's see.
I don't think it is
No,
because
it's
nobody
not.
ever plays in anything but the
Alright.
default.
We'll do the opening kickoff and then we'll.
I think we should change it immediately. It's not a great camera to play as because the opening kickoff is affected by broadcast because
That's great. You're just like running full
just
steam into the
like
unknown.
a wall of death
Yeah.
from a metal show. You have no idea what's coming.
Anything else, you guys, in these final minutes here?
Oh, sorry, whoever wanted the creamsicle uniforms for the Bucks. I did not do that. Oh, we should have done the LA Rams.
Yeah. I like the old uniforms. I like the 80s, 70s, whatever you want to call it ones. I
All
think
right,
they've got the
skip
version with
this.
the white, if I'm not mistaken, which is pretty sweet.
Thank you very much, Larry. We are here on a beautiful
Okay, here are those uniforms. This is the default home uniform.
Okay, we're gonna jump over to set it to the default. Let's see, default camera. For those who are joining us in the last 45 minutes, we ended last time on broadcast camera. Oh, it's already there. It's already there, Kato. Let's get back into it. Much better. I still,
Right up into the stands.
just by default, I get the stick going. But no, you actually hit X and then click it again. You're going to run it back.
Oh, man, I thought maybe I could get that corner. I probably should have stiff-armed a little earlier there. All right, anything else?
get your
anyone
last
gameplay,
second
anything else
questions.
you guys have here?
Again, here's the counters menu that you have on defense. So you don't know the formations, but you think he's going to do a short inside pass. You can do this, and it'll suggest things for that scenario that you think is going to come. So if you're like me and you know what would be a good option for the
Oh my
opposing
God,
team,
Mark
but
Sanchez.
that's a downgrade from Peyton.
We're going to run the ball a little bit here with Sanchez on the QB, under center.
Oh, so here is just a general question. He only plays exhibition mode. Do you think the core gameplay is better than last year or the year before?
I think that you'll still see some things that probably don't like that are the same, but I also think that there are improvements. So I would definitely say the core gameplay is better this year. I'm not going to say that there's, everything's been fixed or there's not still some problems here and there, things you're not going to recognize.
After
Or
this
things you
play,
recognize. There will be, but I think it's been fixed.
Somebody wants to see no huddle after this play.
All right.
If it's not a incomplete.
Or a touchdown. Tell you what.
It is going to be a touchdown.
All right, it'll be a touchdown, but we'll.
I'm just going to dive. But now you can't do no huddle, can you?
Yeah, we can do no huddle right. We're doing huddle right now. I mean, okay, yeah, we'll run a running play. I'll stay in, and then we'll do no
Yeah,
huddle.
we're down to the last minute.
Last minute.
Last minute, so yeah. This is going to be the last thing that we do is we'll show off no huddle, and then we will sign off here. Got to stop him.
Okay, I was going
Do
to walk
no-
right in. No huddle.
No
I'm
huddle.
hitting triangle.
Okay. So here's no huddle. What's the menu look like? Show us the pre-play.
I'm an audible.
All right, there we go. So that is a good way to end that.
Cover 3 sky. Someone's asking for cover 3 sky.
I think that, Broncos aren't going to be the powerhouse they were last year with no Peyton Manning, though, so that's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
But I still think it's a mismatch to have the Broncos versus the Buccaneers, unfortunately.
Probably still in the. Well, you know.
And also
kind
me
of
on
the
defense
upside.
is not helping them either. So thank you guys so much for joining.
Thank you guys. Thank you everybody.
If you missed any part of the stream and you want to check it out, the first hour or so it was us playing an exhibition match, Ravens versus Vikings. You can go check that out. It was close for the most part until the end. The wheels kind of fell off on my behalf.
Stick around for the second half. Plenty of action in the second half.
It's going to be archived on our YouTube channel and I believe our Twitch channel as well, Wade.
Well, it expires after the.
Well, you can go to GameInformer.com and watch the archive, right, Wade?
And our YouTube channel is where it will be hosted.
Okay,
Our
our
YouTube channel.
So YouTube, Game Informer, and the entire stream will be there if you want to check it out. Kato's clicking my button for me, and
I just want to play, man.
well, yeah, we are going to sign off here.
All right.
Matt Kato, I'm Brian Shea.
Thanks, Brian.
Thanks so
Thanks,
much
Wade.
for watching, and we will
Thank you,
see you guys
everybody.
next time.